Check in. Got a little discussion tonight. Got a little discussion today that we got to discuss, that we got to talk about. You know what I mean? Did I bring my wallet? Man, I came to the store, I forgot to bring my wallet. Oh man, that's crazy. What up? I just realized I came to the store, I forgot to bring my wallet, man. Oh my gosh. How could I forget to bring my wallet? That sucks. What up, y'all? Man, I came to the damn store. I forgot to bring my wallet, man. Now I gotta go back home and get it. Oh, I forgot my wallet. What's going on with everybody? What's going on? Yep, we got a little discussion tonight, or today, or tonight. It is night. Shout out to everybody out there. We're gonna talk about real quick what makes a good supervisor in food service. because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. A lot of supervisors in food service, man, they're not good. Just being honest. There's a lot of good ones, but the ones that are not good, they know themselves. You know, there's a lot of food service drivers. It's a lot of food service supervisors, man. They just suck. They and you know, I talk to a lot of drivers and stuff like that. So you know, the good ones, they know we're not talking about them. So the good ones, they know who they are, right? Um, but man, we don't want to talk about too much negativity. We don't want to talk about nothing negative. We just want to talk about the truth. You know, we just keeping it real, keeping it 100. I think majority of bad supervision is coming from a place. It's coming from a place of the I don't even know where it's coming from, because what makes a good supervisor, in my opinion, is somebody, man, that just can put themselves in the position of a driver. You know, most supervisors that become like, most guys that become supervisors in food service, like a lot of them was drivers. So a lot of them been there and done that. But it's like when they become a supervisor, it's like they forgot. A lot of them forgot where they coming from. You know, some of them do remember where they coming from, but a lot of them forgot where they coming from. You know what I mean? And so I think one of the main things that makes up a good supervisor, man, is you just gotta know where you're coming from, man. You know, and you gotta understand that you gotta be a people's person. You gotta want people to approach you, to talk to you. You know what I mean? A lot of guys, they don't even make themselves available. You know what I mean? And you got a lot of guys out there, you know, they gonna sit behind the desk or stuff like that, and they gonna tell you how to do your job and this and that. They gonna tell you about a particular customer. They're not even out there. Like half of the customers, I always say this, a lot of customers don't know some of these supervisors, right? But yet still, you'll get a phone call. A supervisor wants you to go from stop 3 to stop 11, not concerned about how your truck is loaded, how much stuff you got to dig through to get it through. So I think a good supervisor just understand overall of everything that's going on, man. Listen to the drivers and stuff like that, and try to put themselves in a driver's position, and just keep it fair across the board. You know what I mean? And to be a good supervisor, you got to identify those drivers, right? When I say those drivers, I'm gonna keep it real plain, right? You got a lot of drivers, man. They I don't want to use the word kiss ass, but I can't find no other word to use, so I'm gonna use the word kiss ass. A lot of drivers kiss ass, so they don't have to do as much as the other drivers and stuff like that. You gotta be able to identify those drivers, man, and just treat them like everybody else. Give them as much work as everybody else, because at the end of the day, us drivers, we see what's going on, and we talk about amongst ourselves. We talk about those drivers that ain't doing nothing, and we see that you guys aren't letting them do nothing. You know what I mean? Every single company. I'm not talking about me particularly. I'm talking about every single company. Drivers see how you gotta treat drivers different, and the only drivers that I honestly think needs to be treated different are drivers that do the most, right? Drivers that are just like different animals, right? Because you got to understand that when you think about a football team or a basketball team, you're not going to treat LeBron James, you're not going to treat Patrick Mahomes the same way you treat the backup, right? But in food service, it tend to be different. In food service, it is the snitches that get treated the best. It's the drivers that kiss up that get treated the best. You know what I mean? Those guys, they don't have to put out as much work as we do, and we see that, man. So I think what makes a good supervisor, man, you just gotta treat everybody the same, you know, and be fair across the board. You know what I mean? Just gotta be understanding, man. Gotta be understanding, stuff like that. Let me talk about myself for a minute, right? One of the reasons I think it'll be hard, if I was a supervisor, I think it'd kind of be hard for me. And one of the reasons is because I think I'll be a little cutthroat to drivers that BSing, not really doing nothing. Think they can just skate by and get by to get by, right? So I personally know it's not an easy task of being a supervisor, but half of the times, let's be honest, like, if I was a supervisor, like, I know I want to be out there with the guys, you know, like, I look at the routes, I see who have the most work, and if I'm caught up with my work, I'll be out there doing cases and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's just me. You know what I mean? So it's a big disconnect, man, in food service with drivers and supervisors ever since I was at US Food, man. I remember we had a supervisor over there. Like, equipment. Let's talk about equipment for a second, right? Like, you got some supervisors that they don't want us to use the equipment to do the job. So I'm thinking to myself, like, what's all this equipment for? What's all the equipment for? Like, I had a supervisor in when I was at US Food, man. This man rather to see all the jacks locked up in the cage and all the drivers be gone, and it'd be like 20 electric jacks sitting in the cage, right? I got a news flash. I got a news for all the supervisors out there, man. Drivers like to use equipment. Drivers like to use like electric jacks. It does make the job easier. We do know back in the days, like, a lot of you guys, you didn't have no crown, and a lot of y'all didn't have no lift gate, and y'all had to do a million cases through the side doors, and we get all the sad story. But if it was me, I look at it different. I'd be like, you know what? We paved the way for these guys to be using the equipment that they're using today. We paved the way. That's the way I'll be looking at it. But they just don't look at it like that. You know what I mean? And I think what ruined a lot of supervisors out there, man, is that they tend to be naturally jealous, man. And this is not a competition. You know, food service is one of the industry that pay the drivers better than supervisors, and you got to be able to separate yourself from a part of. You can't be jealous, man. You know what I mean? Because it's not like we're getting paid more for going out there and just hanging out. We're working hard. You know what I mean? Y'all give me a second. I gotta get my wallet. Oh man, I literally left my wallet. Shout out to everybody that's up in here, man. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment on this subject if you want to. Shout out to all the supervisors out there. We know some of y'all work hard, and we know some of y'all don't do nothing. You know, we know some of y'all like the ass kissers, man. Guys, some of you guys really. Let me talk about where I work right now, and where I work right now, man, we finally got a good supervisor now, good transportation manager. It was rough. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. It was rough when I came here, man. It seemed like I got to a point where, man, I was considering when I transferred to the new Cheney facility. Boy, oh boy, it was rough, man. I was having thoughts of going back to the old Cheney plant and stuff like that, because the place was being run, man, with like not a lot of respect for one another and stuff like that, and it was just being run like it's crazy, man. You know, but I just want to let people out there know, man, like, sometimes you're in a situation that you probably think you need to run away from. Man, sometimes most of the time, you just got to stick it out and let things play out the way it's going to play out. Because things always going to play out the way it's supposed to play out. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that, like, the evil people, man, they'll never be victorious, man. They're always gonna lose. They're always gonna end up losing, man. You know. So, if you're in a job right now and you feel that you're not being treated right, you're not being treated fair, there ain't nobody to talk to. Sometimes you just gotta stick it through, man. If you can't. If it comes to a point where you can't deal with it, then you probably just gotta move on, you know. But the good thing about food service to me is most of the times you're not in the building anyway. As long as you do what you're supposed to do, you don't really gotta deal with nobody, you know. Me on my route, I just try to go out there and do everything I'm supposed to do every day. If I got cases that I need to pick up, I pick it up. If it's something crazy about any one of my stops and I need to talk to a customer, I talk to a customer. I try to get to know the salespeople. If it's something I need to relate to them, I talk to them. You know, I'm not trying to go through the third party. You know what I mean? I don't like wasting time. I just like taking care of my route. You know what I mean? So, and I think I do a good job. And one thing good about our supervisor, our transportation manager right now, he sees stuff like that, man, because he been there and he done that. And drivers appreciate that type of stuff, man. They appreciate when you know, just don't come to us when it's something bad. Like, come to us when it's something good too. You know, because every single day a driver take out that truck, man. They're even if they're doing 200 cases, they're doing something. You know what I mean? So to me, a good supervisor, they understand that, man. You know what I mean? So shout out to all the supervisors out there. We got 5 people up in here, man. Let me know what you guys think. What makes up a good supervisor to you? And what are some of the things that supervisors do that you guys don't like? Let me know. Let me know, y'all. I came all the way to the store. I had to go back home because I forgot my wallet. That's why people leave. People should leave like some type of cash in their car somewhere, stash it somewhere, man, because you never know when you're gonna need it. Like if I had some cash stashed off in my truck somewhere, man, I wouldn't have to go back home. But I really believe everything happened for a reason. Sometimes I'm supposed to be somewhere, sometimes I'm not supposed to be there. So that's how it is. That's what it is. That's all right. That is quite all right. We're gonna try to get a little bit more active back on the YouTube scene. Try to do more lives more often. You know, shout out to everybody that's up north right now. It's probably kind of cold up there right now. Shout out to everybody on the West Coast. Anybody that got any family members in LA. You know, I heard the death toll, it rose to over 25 people now. So they're kind of going through it. I used to be ignorant, man. Well, y'all used to be ignorant, but I used to think, man, that I used to always think that when you live in California, that means you automatically, that side of California, that means you automatically got money. But I don't know why I be thinking that way. You know what I mean? But I came to realize that a lot of people affected in this fire. They're regular people, regular hardworking people like me and you. You know what I mean? Regular hardworking people. Got 2 people up in the building. I was off today, so I'll be back to work tomorrow. Tomorrow I got 20 stops for 689 cases. Not bad. But we about to get out of here, man. Catch us on the replay to drop a comment.